Good afternoon. Today is the 3rd of March and I'm here in Kent with Mr. Richardson from Furious Driving.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is his 1988 Volvo 740 2-litre GL. It's not a catalyst, this is a pre-facelift 740 actually. You can really tell this by details such as the hubcaps and the fact this is the sort of more square styling. The 740s later on to get a more sort of curvy look to them, whereas this is just razor edged classic Volvo. This is a 2-litre engine. It's the classic red block B engine, P200E. And if we see here, yes, it is the original dealer plates from 1988, which is amazing. And yes, the 5-digit number on that sticker. There's a little chap there who actually belongs to the car. He came as part of it. If we open up the boot, got more hubcaps in there because this car is going to have some new tyres, so those have been removed. Gosh, there's old car smell in here. Real old car smell. It's brilliant. Massive boot. It's quite shallow though. I'm surprised how shallow this is, and the floor's quite uneven. This is how they came. I just can't believe that you've got these original wheel trims to this car as well. And
none of them curbed.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Was it 150,000 miles on this car?
140 or something.
Yeah, about 140. So, you know, if for a Volvo, it's nothing, is it?
No, not at all. No. Got twice that in it still.
And then, so that's the boot. Big protruding bumpers with the little sort of indentations on there. I suppose if you hit that will concertina in. Obviously, this car's going to the Santa Pod £500 challenge. I know that a lot of people on the Furious Driving channel already said, you know, don't sell it, you must keep it. Well, you know, but you know, I bought my Rover, which you've seen earlier this week, and the rules are the rules, I'm afraid. Got to sell them.
Well, the thing is, it's a one-owner car. If I buy it, if I sell it, even if I sort of stretch the rules and then sell it to a friend and buy it back, I'm putting 2 new owners onto the V5. This is a one-owner car. I'm the second person on the
Yeah, I know.
But
we spotted bits of rust.
Yeah, I mentioned that on the first.
Yeah, I know. It's not that bad, but I mean, your arches are pretty good. I mean, this is one of the first things to check on a Santa Pod car is the arches, and you've
got all 4.
Done pretty well. You're doing pretty well in terms of that. I know that there's other bits that will need to be addressed for the MOT. Again, classic Volvo door handle. Look how upright this car is. Like an American car of the 1980s. If we look in the back, again, we've got this sort of safety first seatbelt warner here. I remember these window winders from my mother's 1989 240 GL estate. The interior wasn't quite as blue as this, though. It was like a sort of like a grey charcoal colour, but these headrests are exactly the same. Just nice, comfortable, spacious car. Headlining, of course, is going to be addressed as well. Lots and lots and lots of blue carpet. So 1980s, isn't it? It's so 1980s.
Yeah.
So yeah, the car's having a little bit sort of done in the sort of footwells and things at the moment. But if we look at things like the dashboard here, all the gauges lined up. You've got a huge clock in here. I remember this from a friend of my mother's, had a 1989 740 GL estate, and I remember this instrument panel like this. I remember these sort of speaker grills like this, window switches, and the door handle inside being like this. I remember all this. Classic 1980s kind of style light switches, fog light switch, ignition column just like out of a 240, spindly little indicator stalk like something out of a contemporary Volkswagen. One thing is, the hazard switch is in a really weird place. It's there. You'd expect it to be kind of there or something. In my mother's car, it was down here. Original stereo as well. You can tell by the fact it says Volvo on the surround. I don't know what you do if you were to put a normal stereo in it. You'd have to get rid of the surround as well. Of course, auto reverse cassette deck with actual push buttons. This is, I think, an FM. It says use. It must be FM.
It is FM, yeah.
Yep, no air conditioning in this car, of course. This is the GL, so it's a base model. nostalgic overload with this glove box catch, which is just like on a 240, as is with these sort of what actually are cup holders right back in the 1980s. Big door pockets with complementary tape. I also like this. It's so very much of its time. I mean, by the late 80s, cars didn't really look like this anymore. Only in America, plus like a Dodge Dynasty or something like that would look like this. But you know, it was very much. I think Jan Wilsgaard was the designer of this, and it's yeah, he designed the sort of 140, 240 or 6. Here's the engine. This is the red block engine. This is 2 litre. We think it develops around 100 horsepower. I honestly can't remember. It looks completely lost in here though. I mean, you could put a way bigger engine in here, and of course there was a 760. That was the original type of 700 series, and then later there was the 960. I drove one of those on my channel last year, which used to be Mr. Coleman's Rubbish Mechanics. That was a 3 litre, similar to the engine, not exactly the same, but white block. This is a red block. Very, very red manifold as well, isn't it? Coming out the side there, longitudinally mounted, rear wheel drive. There's not much in here, is there? I mean, it was
really, no.
Yeah, the engine bay is completely empty, really. Power steering, which you need in a car like this. Very strange bonnet, again like a 940 or 960. That's the service position you've put it in there.
Like on the W123, you can raise it vertical, and like on the W123, it's got Bosch cage electronic.
Yeah.
This does actually work in this car.
I know, you've had a few issues with that, haven't you?
I have massive issues, yes.
Funny enough, the dipstick's right at the back.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe it's one of the things why these are used a lot in banger racing, is that this is really pushed back in the engine bay,
yeah.
So that obviously you don't use the normal radiator in banger racing. You use a different radiator. So if anything happens to your car, your engine's pushed right back. Properly tough, big, sort of hard car. Whoop, and soft suspension. But yes, headlamp wipers, of course, just like my mother's car. Little bit of patina with age, of course.
I'm looking forward to cleaning this.
You certainly are, aren't you, sir?
It's missing one wiper blade, so I need to go and find one wiper
yeah,
blade.
I'm sure those are around, aren't they?
Breaking the I hope.
But what an incredible car, and for the amount of money you paid for this car, which is less than £200.
£175.
I just can't believe that you managed to do that, and I'm not surprised this car has been massively popular on your channel. Again, same wing mirror as my mother's 240. Just an absolutely astonishing car. Just to have a pre-facelift 740, I don't think I've seen one of these in I don't know how long. There are Volvo specialists around the country where you could buy a car like this, but generally they just don't come up very often for sale. So there we go. Don't forget obviously to visit the Furious Driving YouTube channel for more videos on this fantastic old Volvo.
Furious Volvoing.
Complete with the ticket clip that I remember as well from my youth. My mother's car that we had it from 1990 to 2001. Had it a very, very long time, and she had it almost new because it was a demo car at the garage. So, you know, Volvos were part of my youth all the way through, and they will also be part of our futures for the next couple of months as this and the other cars prepare for Transport Challenge. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Lloyd Vehicle Consulting as well. And don't forget to visit my Facebook page, like this video, leave a comment below. I'm sure you know all that by now. Thank you.